Welcome to the CoreData podcast. This is part of a series that we're going to be doing to explore the research that we do so frequently during the year in more depth. Today I'm joined by Grahame Evans to talk about the future of advice research. The future of advice research we've been doing for the past 20 years. We're really looking at how advisors are thinking, how they're feeling, what they're working on, and how they're thinking about the market, particularly their relationship with the structure of the industry, the licensees, the regulators, and the way in which they're thinking about growth. Grahame, thanks for joining me today. You actually did most of the work this year. It was quite a successful piece of research. You interviewed, I think, 16 licensees, and they've got 830 advisors to respond. What was the overwhelming feeling from advisors and licensees that you spoke to?
Well, I think, Andrew, first of all, thanks very much for inviting me. And this is certainly a passion of mine, the future of the advice industry, having worked in it for so long. The really good thing from my perspective was the fact that licensee satisfaction has actually increased. And
what do you think's behind that?
Well, I think it's a combination of two things. One is the fact that since the Hayne Royal Commission, there's been an emphasis on the introduction of new legislation and changes in the compliance regime. And so the advisors were being pushed into doing additional work through this legislation by their licensee because the licensee needed to do it legally. And so that has dropped off. But in addition to that, we've seen...
Has it dropped off or they just become used to it, Grahame?
Well, I think it's now become business as usual. And so they're not seeing it now as an imposition. It's just what they've got to do each day. But in addition to that, institutions are out of the game. And I think the institutions had a lot to do with how many of the advisors felt, because they didn't feel like they were in partnership with their licensee. They felt they were being treated like an employer-employee relationship.
Given that the advice industry has become more confident, has a better relationship with the licensee, do you think that's part of kind of normalisation in a post-Hayne era, increasing professionalism in the industry, or better systems and processes? What's driving that outcome?
Well, I think it is a combination of better systems and processes, but I think there's a focus from the licensees. In the research that we did with the heads of those licensees, there was a very common feature of the research which was suggesting that they're actually looking to help advisors improve the number of clients they look after. Our research actually shows they're looking after somewhere between 108 to 125 clients each advisor. But the research from the licensees suggests they'd like to move that up to somewhere around about 180 to 200. And so the effort that's being put in by the licensee to improve that efficiency of the advice practices is obviously adding to the satisfaction they're actually seeing. And that's also making them more tech savvy and also improving the profitability, which is borne out again by the research. Profitability is up and satisfaction is up. We're seeing that common feature.